I'm not entirely sure how to even talk about this. Not only because it is the direct follow-up from Studio Ghibli after the incredible masterpiece of dark adult fantasy that was Princess Mononoke, but also because it's not even really a movie. It's a feature-length compilation of these weird vignettes with this one family and all these things that they go through. And that doesn't really make it a movie per se, because its biggest problem is that it has no story. Because since it is just a bunch of vignettes, it's a bunch of little subplots that play over and over. So that was obviously going to make it really tough to even review it by that definition. However, I did say I would review every Ghibli movie. Sorry for my terrible English today. So, I still pressed on to try to find some way to review it. And what I can tell you is that it is very good, it is extremely funny, but it's not really a movie per se. And out of Studio Ghibli stuff, it's definitely one of their weaker ones. I'll try to do my best to explain it, but this is one of those things that's like almost borderline unreviewable, because it's not really a movie. It doesn't have one congruent story or like some kind of overarching narrative. It's just a bunch of vignettes with tiny little subplots that go one right after the other, and none of them connect outside of it having the same 4 or 5 characters. It is weird. So, what's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, which is for anything and everything animation, including apparently a lot of anime, as well as TV and movies. I'm your host and local anime fan, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Ghibli Month. Welcome to My Neighbors, the Yamadas, based on a manga that I've never even heard of, that is apparently very reminiscent of something like Akira Toriyama's Dr. Slump. It's a gag manga that doesn't have any stakes, anything serious, any blood, any action. It is just a goofy slice-of-life story. And again, this being the big follow-up to Mononoke baffles me, because I get you kind of had to have a breather, especially since the next movie on this list after this is Spirited Away, a movie that I'm pretty sure won them their first ever Academy Award, if I'm not mistaken. But it's still just so damn weird to have something so drastically different as a palate cleanser between two giant epics. But it is pretty good, it is worth a watch, and I will say right now, as the thumbnail has probably already told you, out of everything that I have seen so far, yes, including Castle in the Sky, I think that this is Ghibli's funniest movie. To me, this movie's comedy is its biggest strength. It is screwball, it is nuts, it is off the wall, and it is just non-stop funny. Like, whether it's a line of dialogue or a visual gag or the timing of certain lines and jokes, like, it is just non-stop funny. And I couldn't stop myself from laughing multiple times. So, if we're going on just a pure entertainment scale, it would be at least an 8. If we're going on pure entertainment scale, because it is just so ridiculously funny. But when you take away the goofy humor, it's a very simple, straightforward slice of life thing that has no overarching story or narrative to speak of. I don't know what else to say. Let's just get straight into the review. I really wish I had more to say on this one, but honestly, it's quite challenging to even review it at all. Not because it's a bad movie or anything like that, even though calling it a movie is vague, but more so because it's just so strange and bizarre. It's Ghibli's 12th film, it's based on a slice-of-life gag manga that I've never heard of, it's the studio's direct follow-up to the masterpiece of Princess Mononoke, and it has pretty much no story to speak of at all, as it's instead just a collection of odd vignettes jumbled together into some semblance of a film. And I'm just gonna say right now, this movie is way too damn long. Like, this movie is an hour and 40 minutes. And look, I get having disconnected vignettes, and I don't think that that is a bad thing. I mean, I review SpongeBob for a living at this point, so I understand that not everything has to have a continuous continuity. But when it's in a movie that's a one-off, that doesn't have a plan to have any kind of follow-up, and it's an hour and 40 minutes long of these strange, weird vignettes that are like 5 to 10 minutes each, it just doesn't work. It is way too long. I'm sorry. But I will say right now, it's pretty damn funny. The characters, the minimalist animation, which from what I've seen from research is accurate to the art style from the actual manga, so good job there, Ghibli. The timing, the bluntness of the writing. For some reason, I just couldn't stop laughing, whether it was intentional or not. There are some moments where I knew it was supposed to make me laugh, and then other times I felt like I was laughing at it. It's weird. This enjoyment was helped by some really good voice acting, too, including Jim Belushi, Molly Shannon, Trez MacNeille, yet again, Daryl Sabara, Liliana Mooney, and even David Ogden Stiers as the narrator all do a really good job here. And they couldn't stop cracking me up with their unrelenting snarkiness toward each other. Acting like a realistic family with quarrels, dilemmas, and constant bickering is usually really difficult to do without getting irritated. But this cast did a great job. Like, usually when you have a movie with a family that does nothing but bicker and argue, it can get very tiring and extremely irritating. But this is one of the examples of that done right, because it's done in earnest and you know that none of the characters hate each other. They just have moments of hating each other. You know, again, like a real family, which I appreciate. However, like I said before, there's no story or plot whatsoever, there's no character development, there's no intricate messages or themes, there's no tension, there's no stakes, there's no action, and not to mention the most popular character from the manga, the adorable daughter Nanako, doesn't get any focus in any of the vignettes after the first one. Like, the first one is just about her being left behind at this one place and she sleeps on a bench. Then she ends up helping this one kid find their mom, and then she ends up going off with her aunt, and then the aunt calls the family. Then they all get together at the aunt's house and talk about their crazy adventure together. And then that's it. After that, she's just a background character. When she's literally so popular that reruns of the manga, the source material, have her on the front cover, having her as a side character in the actual movie is kind of a bit of a disrespect. So, overall, it's a cute watch, and it's definitely Ghibli's funniest movie that I've seen so far, but it doesn't have much reason going back to anytime soon. It's worth a watch for its screwball comedy, but if you're looking for something more complex, definitely look elsewhere. Again, it is so weird that this is what Ghibli decided was the perfect follow-up after Princess Mononoke. But it is what it is. I think kids will really like it, and if you are a fan of the source material, you'll also have a lot of fun. And like I said, this movie is really damn funny. But if you're looking for something complex and something that's an actual, well, movie, look elsewhere. This is not for you. Final verdict for this movie, in quotations, is 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. It is far from bad, but it is just so strange and so bizarre that I don't really know what to say more about it. It's an odd collection of vignettes that's way too long, that has no story, no character development, and no action or stakes whatsoever, but if you enjoy cutesy slice-of-life anime stuff, you'll enjoy it. Well, that's it, and next time I gotta brace myself because I gotta talk about what many people consider the best movie that Studio Ghibli's ever made. And considering how much I adored Princess Mononoke, I'm probably gonna be one of those people with a hot take. I don't know, we'll see. See you next time for the critically acclaimed Spirited Away. Deciding for what comes up ahead. Hey,